people who are going to be in the campus in Jan 2025 for their labs. Of course, this event is made for them. It was made for them initially, and then later on, I mean, recently it was opened for everyone because of the audience we saw, because of the number of people we saw who were registering. That number was literally huge, almost 10% of the total strength of the entire IT Madras community. Okay, so because of that, it has been opened. So Gadget Expo is an event where we give you the chance and the opportunity to showcase all of your, any of your favorite project which you have made by yourself to all other students. And at the same time, for the offline event, in which electronic system students are going to be there. In that event, there are going to be industry experts, professionals from the industry, and at the same time, there are also going to be many people from well-known tech companies, okay, like Microsoft, Google, and all that. So we are yet to confirm that, but I just let you know because you can consider that to be done because it's on the brink of being confirmed. Okay, so anyways, in this meet, I'll be taking the first initial 10 minutes, as I said, to introduce you guys to Gadget Expo because uh, actually the introduction was supposed to take place on campus the next year in Jan 2025 when we meet. But since we have also decided to have a brand new online part to this event, we are going to have the introduction online. Okay, someone's saying my voice is breaking, but I don't think that's the case. But
No, I guess
please do check your internet, okay? I've been there, I understand. So just please check your internet, okay? I know what you're going through. I've been through that myself. Okay, anyways, so back to Gadget Expo. This is one of the main technical events which is a part of Spark. And Spark, as you know, is a system in which all this, well, it's an event made by the electronic systems students. You've already been introduced to the core team, so let's just begin. Let me just begin by telling you what this event is all about. So I'll just go through this PDF once with all of you guys. I don't know if you have seen this, but we released this when we announced all the events which are a part of Spark. This PDF was released. So if you have gone through this, then you know very well what Gadget Expo is about. If not, don't worry, I'll take you through it with me right here. Okay, so as I already told you, Gadget Expo is an event where electronic system students showcase their projects or any gadget which they have built. Now, you already know the general rules, not just this PDF, it has been shared on multiple places as well. So the thing is, Gadget Expo allows for solo entries, which means you can enter individually. At the same time, you can have an entry in a team of four. All right. So that is the main thing for the offline part of our event, along with the online part. So before that, I would just like to tell you that for the online part of our event, since we have students from both electronic systems as well as data science, we'll be first asking you to submit us a PDF report of your project or a gadget which you have built yourself. Contents of that report would be, the time you took to build that project, how long you've been working on it for. So, for example, if you have been working on it since January this year, so you would write that I started conceptualizing this project, let's say in 2023, and I started working on it since January 2024. Okay, something like that. Just an example. You need to mention that in the report. Okay, so and based on this report, we'll be shortlisting you for the offline part, electronic system students especially. And along with this report, after we have gone through your report, we'll be calling you into our Google Meet session, just like this one. The schedule has already been released to you guys, so you'll be invited into that session. You're going to join that, and you're going to turn on your camera and show us, the whole team along with the panel of judges, your project. You're going to explain it to them, and you will also have the chance to answer their queries if they have. Okay, because they are judges, of course they're going to have questions about your project, how you did this, or what is the voltage of this battery. You see basic questions on your project. And since all of the entries are related to technology and electronics, you can expect judges to be from the same field. Well, we have ensured that to be the case, so might as well be prepared with all the necessities. All right, so that was the brief. Registration eligibility is being covered in this document. If you are willing to participate, then please fill the form if you haven't already. I think it's still open, but I'm not sure. Uh, if not, then we'll see what we can do later. But we have received a huge number of participants and a huge number of responses on that form. So we can't wait to take a look at all of your projects. Okay, let's get on with the PDF. All right. So let's just take a look at the requirements for you to participate. Basically, what makes you eligible. Okay. So as you've already seen on your screen, we might be one of the fewest events who are, actively saying that we encourage you to use AI tools like ChatGPT and all AI tools. So because since our event is going to be based on technology and electronics in general, we won't stop you from utilizing such tools, because hey, if you're utilizing such tools for your own project, then it's good, right? We don't believe in restricting you in such scenarios. Okay, so you're totally free to use ChatGPT and everything. Even for your report, while I say that frame the report in your own mind, don't use AI, because AIs tend to make mistakes even though you give it all information. But even if you're using AI, make sure to thoroughly recheck it so that you don't face any, you don't upload a mistake in your PDF report, because that's a very not so nice thing to happen. But anyway, so let's talk about the scope of your projects, what the fields in which you can do your project. So, as it is written here, your project can involve any aspect of electronics technology. That is, you can also do embedded systems. Your project can include multiple hardware components like sensors and microcontrollers. You can also showcase your projects which involve flying objects as well. So, in case you have a drone or an airplane like the one behind me, but the thing is, you won't be able to come with it to the campus because we have multiple restrictions there on field. So, and because of that, you will be asked to upload a video, a more detailed video than the one which will be used to shortlist you, because obviously you won't be able to bring your flying object to the campus. And based on that video, we'll be judging you, okay, as a part of Gadget Expo. So you can consider this as an event that runs almost for half a month, because it started today and it ends on the 20th of Jan, because that's the last day of our event. So the first part is online because of the new rules and the requests made by all people. So the first part is online, and the second part, which is offline, electronic system students will be shortlisted, and based on that, they will be asked to demonstrate. Okay, the number, if you ask me how many students will be shortlisted, it is, um, you can say it safely in the upper 20s, 20 to 25, because all students will be divided between two slots, since we have slot 1 from 3rd Jan to 6th Jan, and slot 2 from 17th Jan to 20th Jan. Okay, and on each slot, we will try to have as many students as possible, but it is totally dependent on the time we are allotted for an event. It is obviously going to be taking place after the labs, because we need each and every student to attend that, because it was requested by the professors. Okay, and even a few professors, there's a possibility that even a few professors can be the judges. So make sure that you know who they are and explain it very nicely to them, because since they're professors, they really love a detailed presentation and a detailed demonstration on anything which you put in front of them. Okay. Okay, so here is the judging criteria. This has been updated a bit, but it won't be, it's not that much of an issue right here. But let me just take you through it. Okay, so there are multiple points, and based on each point, you'll be given marks out of 10. So creativity accounts for 40% of your total presentation, the way you present and the way your project has been made. So let me just give an example based on the thing which I was doing in SchoolConnect earlier. So I had made a robot I made a robot using a metal chassis, and at the same time, there was another robot which I also made for a couple of students who were, who reached out to me and told that they don't have access to a metal chassis, or it's out of stock. So for them, what I recommended to do was to use a plastic box, drill holes in them, or burn holes in them through a soldering iron or something, and then use that as your chassis. So things like that is what accounts for your creativity. And not just that, okay, that was just a simple example which I gave. Based on what you do is what will be accounted for in this point, and that is 40%. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Now, originality is 30%. There are many people who tend to make projects which others have already made, including myself. I'm not, generalizing here. The thing is, many people tend to get influenced or motivated by seeing projects on YouTube. The most simplest one being a robotic arm using a microcontroller. So if you have made that, then it is absolutely no problem at all. You are welcome to bring that to Gadget Expo and showcase it to us. But if you have made something original, which can be seen as unique by the judges, then you will get full marks in that. Okay, but even though you make something like a robotic arm, don't think that you will get zero in this. You will be given some points. We will ensure that's done. 30% of your total. Okay. Functionality is 20%. We have also noticed that many students were talking about their project being incomplete as they plan to get their project done by mid 2025. So for that, what we have done is we have accounted only 20% for that. Now, if your project is incomplete, then we won't restrict you from making your presentation at Gadget Expo, be it online as well as offline. You are free to demonstrate your project, but it's the thing is you just get more points if your project is ready and working. Okay, and functionality, we also have another point. If when you talk about functionality, it should also uh, basically you need to give us a live demo. Okay, give the professors and give the judges a live demo based on how it works. And of course, last but not the least, and one of the most crucial things which I feel is important in your project is presentation. How well you're able to convey the idea of your project to the professors and to the panel of judges. At the same time, how nice you're able to make it look. Okay, so for example, if you're talking about a robot, okay, I take that example because that is what I've been working on these past few months. So on your robot, to make it look nice, what is the best thing you can do? You can add LEDs. Okay, red LEDs for the back and white LEDs for the front, just like a car with its headlight and tail light. Okay, so just that was just a basic example. You can do something like that, and at the same time, for presentation, that is not the only one thing. You should also be able to explain it very nicely. Okay, so you should be able to express yourself to the judges whenever they ask a question. You should be able to explain it to them to the point so that they know what you have made, and at the same time they know what you are talking about. Okay, so I get the point. I won't scare you because there is nothing to be scared of. Many people have this thing called stage fright or fear of the audience. So I'll tell you that you don't need to worry about that at all. Just consider all of us to be your friends because we already are. You know everybody, including myself, from your electronic systems classes. So that is not going to be a problem for you at all. And if you want to talk about making a video for your project, then don't ask me because you guys have already made videos for your projects, electronic systems students especially, because it was a part of the course content. Because you were asked to, record a video of your electronic circuit for the course of EC. Okay, so just like that, you are going to do it for your own project, and I feel that you'll do it better because that's something which you have done by yourself from scratch, from the ground up. So it's going to be a piece of cake for you guys. All right. Now, there is of course going to be a time limit for the actual demonstration. For the video, there is not going to be a time limit because it's a video of you explaining. And anyways, I feel that a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video will be enough. But if you are of the what can I say, the technical documentary kind of guy, then you may consider to make your demonstration video, more than 30 minutes or something, by adding a live demo and that sort of thing. Okay, so you can do that, but for your actual presentation, when you will be called to the GMeet, you will be given a time of 10 minutes. Okay, this does not include the time given for questioning because the questions are going to be asked by the panel of judges. So 10 minutes will be allotted to you for you to explain and demonstrate your project. and the same thing will be followed. The same rule will be followed for the offline competition as well. Okay. Now for presentation, we have provided multiple amenities to you guys for the offline part. You will be given access to a computer and a projector to, if you have any sort of presentation, you can do that. We have made arrangements for that. At the same time, you will, of course, be given access to a PowerPoint, a wall adapter or not an adapter. You'll be given access to a 230-volt point, and if you want to plug in your project and turn it on, in case your project is not battery operated. Okay, so that was the brief. So I already explained you guys what Q&A is going to be like, and yeah, last but not the least, the most important thing is this is not going to go in vain, because the best presentations and the best projects are of course going to be awarded. If you are from data science, then your best presentation will of course be uploaded on various platforms. At the same time, you'll be given an e-certificate. And if you're from BS in Electronic Systems, after you're shortlisted, obviously you'll be called to the campus and you'll be given trophies and certificates in the official prize distribution ceremony. Okay, we have planned a separate prize distribution ceremony on the last day of each lab slot. So that is on the 6th Jan and on the 20th of Jan. So there is going to be a session in itself at a venue, and that's where you'll be handed over the trophy and the certificate in front of everybody, in front of a huge audience by one of our chief guests. Okay, so I just revealed that to you guys because I want everybody to apply their full efforts to this, to ensure that the projects that they are doing, you do justice to the project which you're doing. Okay, so it's not enough that you just do a project. It is also important that you let other people know what you're doing, because at the end of the day, if you're doing it for the greater good of humanity, then it is a point to make people aware of the things which you're doing, because it can open up a lot of opportunities in the future. And of course, special mentions will be given to all students who have made unique projects. We have given a couple of details to the judges to select out such projects. And special mentions, as in we have all of our social media handles, you will be mentioned on that. And that's a good thing, because you can use it to let's say get an entry into other competitions, because there are a few competitions around the globe which require you to you know have won in a previous competition. So something like that, if there is something like that, that is where you can use it. Okay, anyways, I think I'm getting the feeling that I am boring you guys, so let's just finish this. I think that is the end of this Gadget Expo information brochure. So all of this has been sent to you guys. So I'll encourage you to go through that once, so that you guys are well prepared when you come to present your projects. So that is the end of me explaining what Gadget Expo is. And now we're going to start off by, since this is an introduction session, we will start off by a couple of guests and a couple of, close friends who have called to give a demonstration of their projects. Okay, so I'll just introduce you to him. I think before that, I'll have to make him the host because of a couple of restrictions. Okay. So Soumendu, if you can hear me, you can unmute yourself. You
Yes,
have been
sir.
made
Yes,
the
sir. Yes, sir.
host now. Yeah. So Soumendu, I'll just introduce you to everyone. So Soumendu here is a student from the SchoolConnect program, the electronic systems part of the SchoolConnect program, and he is making a robot, since it is a part of a project over there. Okay. So I am tutoring him. I am like a course instructor when he takes a look at all the videos on his portal, and at the same time he also attends the instructor sessions which I organize. So because of that, he sent me a project which he had done, and since that project was really remarkable, I thought I would like to give him the opportunity to showcase it to everybody over here. Okay, since all of you guys are from electronic systems, and even if you're from data science, you are interested in electronics, I thought this will be a really nice way for you to see what our juniors are doing. So Somendu, I'll hand the podium over to you, and I'll ask you to turn on your video as well,
Yes, sir.
if you're
So,
ready with your
firstly,
project.
I'm really happy to be here. obviously. And so, whoever who have not seen the car, so this is what I made for the IITM SchoolConnect program. This is kind of what in the category which I would call stock build because I was not prepared for the deadline to be this early, and I would otherwise get, actual carbon fiber from China, which I was planning to do, but unfortunately that did not work out. So this has an Arduino Uno, just a second.
Somindu, can you keep it a bit up so that everybody can see what
Yes,
you're showing?
I think this has a. I'll move a bit back.
Yeah,
So
sure.
this is somewhat what it looks like. I actually disassembled most of the electronics today evening, but the chassis is
Can you
still
hold it
there.
up? Hold it up a bit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, great, great. Carry on, carry on. That's all.
Yes, so this project was kind of quick. I finished it in 3 days in time for the submission. So this uses an Arduino Uno combined with a 30 ampere AC and a 25,000 RPM brushless motor, which is actually placed in this gearbox right here. Just a second, I'll show you. So this is a, I mean, 1.7 to 1 reduction gearbox. The brushless motor used to be mounted right here, and it would drive the double gears, and it has a 1.7 to 1 reduction, which accounting for the friction produced around 12,000 RPM at the wheels, which was kind of fast for this project and actually too much for these wheels to handle. So I couldn't try a full throttle run anyways. So that was it for the wheels. Uh, on the rear axle, I tried to add steering, but during testing, I found out that the Lego lift arms could not handle the high speeds. So I just switched to a more reinforced axle, which I mean quad shocks. This has a pretty substantial suspension. Actually, I'll show you on. This depresses by around a centimeter, which accounts for just a second. The gearbox plate is downwards. You can see this. This depresses quite a bit actually. So this assists in more traction in the rear wheels. Currently, this is a front-wheel drive system, but the drive shaft can be extended back to the rear wheels down to the gears which are attached to the rear wheels. And this can easily be made a four-wheel system. As for the wings right here, these are made out of sunboard, I mean extruded PVC. This is basically foam PVC. It's very light, quite strong. I mean, you could hang it like this. And this has a servo attached to it, which is actually connected to the throttle and gyroscope, which has a tiny algorithm. I wish I could show the code, but it'll probably take too long, which adjusts the angle of the top spoiler based on the speed at which this is moving at. So this will essentially help it maintain more downforce at higher speeds, but since I could not test it at full throttles due to the wheels and the rainy conditions here in Calcutta, this hasn't been tested yet. So most of the stuff on the bodyworks is still made of cardboard. This was supposed to be made of carbon fiber, including the chassis, which is unfortunately Lego, which makes it kind of heavy and bulky. And so I'll definitely come back to this project in the future, improve upon it, and make this lighter and stronger because this is kind of flimsy. I mean, not that flimsy. You could pick it up by a single axle or such, but yes. So I'll improve upon this, and certainly I'll update you all based on. Mm. Sir, I think there's someone who wants to join this call. Should I admit him?
No, no, you don't need to worry about that. We'll take care of it. Okay, you can carry on with your presentation. You're going
Uh,
great.
yes, sir. Thank you. So this is technically all that has to do, that I have to do with the car. Now I'm talking about the comms. So since I disassembled it, everything is like lying out there in front of me. This is an NRF 20. Just a second. This is an NRF 24L01 plus PA-LNA transceiver, and this combined with the receiver one, this has a range of around a kilometer, which is kind of important because this runs at a top speed of around, I mean, theoretically, 120 kilometers per hour. So this will be quite out of range of Bluetooth pretty fast. So I decided to use these. These are really simple. I use it to communicate with the car, adjust the throttle, the DRS servo, and the steering, which I'll have to add in the future. This does not have a steering mechanism yet, simply because I don't have a servo strong enough to steer this. So, anyways, that's kind of all. This is a pretty simple project. Not much to say about this. So, thank you all.
Amazing, Somindu, amazing.
Thank you
It
very
was
much, sir.
a really a great thing to see, because your project kind of looks like a Formula One car, and
I
a lot of
actually based it upon the Formula student cars. I mean, the form factor was inspired from them.
oh, that's really great. Do you have a video of of your car, working or?
Yes, I do, but it's on my phone. So I could join from there and present it.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, you can take
Uh,
2 minutes to join from your phone.
just a
We would.
second, sir. I'm joining from there.
Sure, sure. Take your time. Okay, in the meantime, guys, if you have any doubts related to Somendu's project, then you can leave it in the chat. We will make sure that we take Q&A after his presentation. All right, so in the meantime, there are a few students who just joined. So for them, I would just like to give a short brief. So this is the introduction session of Spark. This meeting is being recorded, so don't worry, you didn't miss anything. The recording will be shared with you so that you can take a look at everything which we discussed in the past 30 minutes or so. And along with that, we also have a couple of people, including Somendu and a few more, who are demonstrating their projects so that we have a nice start to Gadget Expo, okay, which is, of course, a part of Spark. So, if you are a participant, then please make sure to prepare your project and go through the information brochure that we have released with all events. All the details you need are there, so make sure you are well versed with the topics and the criteria for evaluation. So, and yeah, so basically, it's just a fun event where we want you to showcase your skills. At the same time, we want you to showcase the projects which you have made. Because what use is a project if you don't show it to anybody? It will just lie on your shelf or a cupboard somewhere. Okay, so that was the main motivation behind Gadget Expo. And yeah, this is the online part of it. We'll have shortlistings conducted during the online phase. And the people who are shortlisted, if they are from data science, then they'll be asked to send us a video explaining their project. And so, basically, they'll be asked to make a demonstration on that. And if you're from electronic systems, after you get shortlisted, you will be called on to the campus. Well, you are already called onto the campus because of your labs. After your labs, you will be called to present your project. You'll of course have to bring your project along with you. You will be asked to demonstrate it to a panel of judges, and you'll also be, I'll recommend you to be prepared for their round of Q&A. Okay, they'll have multiple questions that they'd like you to answer based on your project, of course, and based on that, we will, they will be doing the evaluation. So that was the brief of Gadget Expo. And Somendu, if you are ready, we can.
Yes, sir, I'm ready. I could start presenting right now.
Sure, sure, sure. Go ahead. I'll pin your presentation.
So this is kind of a short video I have here because I cut out the unimportant parts due to this being the clip which I attached in my submission video. So this is a really short test run of the car. Could you hear the sound? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
there
audible.
was
You
it
can
was
Yeah, play it on a loop so that all the people can see how it works.
Yep. So also one of the major limitations which I mentioned about this project, this does not yet have steering because at full throttle I don't think Lego link arms and my 9 gram servos could withstand the forces. Which I tried actually. The 9 gram servos aren't strong enough to turn the axle. So this till now only has, I mean, throttle control and a bit of downforce. This is a major limitation which I'm planning to work on in the future. And another thing which I found out, which is kind of important, Lego gearboxes are not meant to be used at 25,000 RPM because the spacers between the motor's bevel gear and the bevel gear connecting to the axle, it actually melted at 25,000 RPM at full throttle, and it allowed the bevel gear of the motor to slide off the axle. So at around like the 3 second mark, you can see the sound changes a bit. I mean, it gets a bit faster suddenly. That's because the bevel gear of the motor actually came off the axle, which I have to replace again to do the other runs. So I could show you, I mean, a static run, which I don't think I have much of. Just a second, there aren't many, I think. Not here at least. I'll have to check once again. Just a second, I'm stopping the presentation for once.
Yeah, sure, sure. No worries, no worries.
I'll show you a high RPM test run of the wheels.
Yeah, if you can also showcase or show us the photos which you took while building it because I saw it in your gallery. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
can
yeah.
show that to us,
Just a second.
it'll be really nice.
I'm just retrieving the, I mean, high RPM wheel test video. I think it's on another device. Just a second.
Sure, sure. It's all right. You can take your time because the project you have made is so interesting. We will definitely wait for you for that.
Thank you, sir. Mm. Yep, I found it. Just a second, I'm sharing it. So this is a high RPM test of the wheel. You can see how it expands and comes off the rim at higher RPM. This suggests that the tires and the wheels are actually unsuitable because these are Lego after all. These were the stiffest wheels which I had at my disposal, and they did not perform well above around 8,000 RPM. Uh, this is the best I could do. I'll show you again. This phenomenon of ballooning has actually plagued the axle stability of this build quite a few times. So, about the build process,
Yeah, that
this
was
was a
really
very
great. I mean, the wheels when they were spinning at a high speed, I noticed that it
the
tended
tires
to
came
be.
off actually, which
Yeah, yeah. It sort of got that inflation
it
sort of.
expanded.
Yeah,
It's called
correct, correct.
ballooning. It happens in high performance RC vehicles too. So this
Exactly.
was one of
Yeah,
the.
I have seen it there actually. So it was really nice to see that you have made something which has that kind of power.
Thank you, sir. It would be faster if I mean, use carbon fiber and a real gearbox instead of bulky Lego gears. That I'll do in the future someday. So this was the first prototype of the gearbox. It actually, I mean, melted the Lego and fused the axle together. So this is something else. The axle broke off too, so this was a failed one. Like properly started building this on 19th December, so this was a fast build. I did not have much time to put into this. This was the first chassis prototype. This is actually the chassis that you see right here. I mean, in the car. And so this was one of the earliest throttle tests, which I'll show it to you. You can see the axle vibrating at high speed. This happens because the tires come off, and this reduces the overall stability of the vehicle. Actually, I have another video to show it all. This happens sometimes. This is a like softer wheel which I don't actually use for this build. It's the
Okay,
same diameters.
that wheel looks like it's from a Mindstorm set. Did you take it off that?
I think it's common with the Mindstorm set, but I don't think this specific wheel is from one.
Yeah, Legos.
My old Mindstorm set had tracks instead of wheels, so I just had one. This is from a normal Technic set, I presume.
Okay, okay. So you're using Lego Technic as well.
Yes, it's mostly Lego Technic because I don't have quite a wide range of materials at my disposal. This is how much it balloons on like soft tire.
Wow, that is really impressive. That really shows the speed of it.
And this is not even full throttle, and it just came off during the testing because the torque it exerts while spinning is perpendicular to the, I mean, direction of motion. It actually comes off the axle on one side, and it pushes the wheel deep into the other, which actually creates a lot of unwanted friction. So that has to be mitigated as well. That is actually why one of the, I mean, spacers fused and another actually came off during one of my test runs. I came up with the bodyverse, I mean, on the day before submission, so this was pretty fast too. I mean, it's just on there for aesthetic reasons, but this whole project was done like really quickly. Uh, all of this carbon fiber pattern is decorative purely. I actually got the grain direction wrong too, but no time to correct that. So these were the axles which I used for the wheels. Actually, the drive shaft axle is divided into small parts so it could flex a bit because the front axle uses a torsion bar suspension system. It does not have springs. I don't think bending the drive shaft at high speeds would be too prudent. And so now this is kind of just a second. This is kind of the finished product which I had by the 21st. Like this was late too, and by the next day I had completed most of it. Aesthetically and program wise, I actually added the NRF transmitters and receivers quite late because I was having some problems interfacing them with this project. I added some sponsors because why not? And the color scheme was actually adopted from Purdue University's Formula SIE car, like one of the prototypes they had. It looked pretty unfinished too, so I just decided to take that carbon fiber theme and go with it. And yeah, that's basically it. This was I sent someone this video showing how stable the rear axle was, and yeah, this is pretty stable. This does not break. Like you could throw this down, probably wouldn't be good for the gearbox, but this won't break. This is pretty stable. Uh, the laptop, I actually did not make a proper power supply for the transmitter. It was basically just an Arduino and an NRF24L01 connected to my laptop. So I took both of these out and tested it out in the terrace. It actually rained last night, and we had a few potholes covered with water, so I actually couldn't test it in a straight line too, as you can see right here. I had to move this off to the side, as seen in the previous video. And apart from this, that's basically it. This was a fast project, kind of a stopgap solution, but this worked out pretty fine. Oh, and the DRS servo. There's no press with the button. You can see this in action. That's a slight potentiometer that I'm using to control the throttle back then. This is on the 25.
All right, so that rear spoiler, does it come up after it crosses a certain speed or
Yes, it does come up. It's for increasing the downforce, and also acts as an air brake. I don't know if that's very effective or not. This is pretty small, and it does have real brakes. I mean, it's supposed to have real brakes. There's a second set of servos which I was planning to connect with a braking mechanism which clamps onto the axles. But that's a single-use brake. I mean, you just use it to stop. You can't start before resetting the mechanism again. I did not put it on because I, the finished project was like pretty late. I just had one day to record and test everything, so I left it as it was. And yeah, this is fine. Chassis-wise, I think it looks better with the wheels off. The wheels are kind of too small for this and too soft. I need better wheels, which I'm planning to buy later on. And yeah, that's basically it. This was kind of a cool project. I completed it pretty fast, and yeah, I'm gonna improve upon this sometime later. So that's basically it.
awesome, man, awesome. This is a really an amazing thing which you were able to do in such a short time because we also had a deadline which you had. I think that's the thing you were referring to, right? When you said about
Yes, sir. I initially expected the deadline to be in January or something. So I ordered a bunch of carbon fiber and actually a proper like 1:3 reduction gearbox and stuff. But that would arrive like in 5th January or something, so I abandoned that plan pretty quickly.
excellent, excellent. So, I have a lot of doubts at the same time. Here's the students here also have a lot of doubts. So, can you do one thing? Can you just turn on your video and show us that front axle part? Because I
Yeah,
noticed that
absolutely. Just a second.
yeah, I noticed that the motor is longitudinally mounted, and at the same time, you
Yes,
have
yes. The motor,
wheels.
I actually, I wrote it in the IITM off-topic group. I removed the motor this evening, but I can show you how it's supposed to be mounted. Just a second. This is also meant for really quick disassemblies because this is supposed to be like an F1 car, so it's also really modular. I just took it off without like in a second. So this is the gearbox. I can take off more, obviously. This is supposed to be really replaceable and stuff. I'm just going to have a second and just take off the sides. It'll take not longer. Just a second, sir. And that's basically it for the gearbox. I'm taking off the axle and yeah, I'm now left with the raw gearbox right now. Since this is Lego, I could also do this. This would not have been possible otherwise. So this is the raw gearbox that I've been using. I can also show you the melted drive. I'm just gonna switch to the rear camera real quick, just a second. So this is the gearbox, and this is unnecessary. This is connected to the motor drive shaft using this linkage. This was attached to. Just a second. I'm gonna bring my other motor, which I was using for this.
So, this
Yeah.
is the gearbox which you use to
This
convert that
is
longitudinal
yes,
motor to
yes.
a.
So this came on like here, and I found out that the
Okay.
brushless motors actually interface pretty perfectly with the Lego. Technic spacing. So if you use the provided mounting plate like this one over here, actually the screw holes align like pretty much, just a second, I'm gonna demonstrate perfectly with these. So you can get a really good mounting with like Lego Technic bricks.
Oh wow, I didn't notice that till today, man. I have been playing Legos ever since I was 5 years old, but
Yep, I also like noticed his right
yeah,
as I was
I
prototyping the
honestly
gearbox.
did not know this at all till today.
Me too. So this goes on here, and obviously this is a brushless outrunner, so it, like the whole stator rotates, and this would drive the bevel gear right here. Actually, I think I dropped a gear over some here. Some this okay. So this gear fell off. Just a second. You can see the wear on the axle actually.
Yeah, I can see
Once
that
again, I
there are
put
signs of it being stressed a lot.
I put a lot of Vaseline in here, but it's still pretty worn out. So it needs a lot of proper lubricant. I think, I mean, pieces of the axle are still coming off, so this is not meant to be a long-term solution. So usually, you see, this spacer is a like normal. I'm gonna use a 20.5 here. This one is a normal size spacer. It's just to keep the shaft from sliding here. I'm gonna open this in just a second to show how the gearbox was affected by the run. So the motor drives this. This has like 16 teeth, and this has 20 teeth. So this comes out to a 1.7 to 1 reduction. So for every 1.7 turn this makes, this turns once. Now that power is transferred over to this gear right here, which is actually increased by 3 times. So this gear rotates faster than this one. But again, this is transferred to a bigger gear, so that slows down again. These two are just here for transferring power from like this level to this level, and the entire axle passes through this line and goes into the, I mean, linkages. So now I'm gonna disassemble the gearbox and like show you what I meant by that. So I'm gonna show you the wear. Firstly, this is like has an extremely unreasonable amount of Vaseline on it. I'm gonna get a tweezer real quick, just a second. Because this is so oily right now, there's like almost no way I can take this off without this is not working. I'm gonna put an axle into here. So this is the motor drive shaft. So I took this off. Just a second. I'm gonna compare this thing. This is supposed to be a Lego spacer. You can see how the ends have been melted and flattened. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah, we
is
can see
not.
that. We can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna compare. My hands are very oily right now. Just a second. This is a normal one, like an undamaged one, and this is the one that was operating like right next to the motor. You can see how damaged this is. Yeah, it's also shortened by quite a bit. I'm gonna place this against each other, and you can see how it became quite a bit shorter.
Yeah, it's pretty evident that it has rubbed against
Like
something.
signs of severe damage. So this is kind of fine. This would be fine usually. Like it's not much of a substantial like reduction. But then again, we know that Lego gears do not have that high of tolerances. They have quite a lot of backlash. Like you can move the gears even when the motor is not moving, especially with high reductions. So now this allowed the bevel gear, since the spacer became shorter, this allowed the bevel gear to slip off the driving gear like this, disengaging the entire gearbox and making the car stop. So by the first run, I realized that this spacer has to be replaced every single run. Like that spacer would melt in every single run, and I would have to replace it with a new one like every single time. So this is like quite an uneconomical way to do this. This is a drive shaft. You can see how much it has been worn by the motor. This is where it came into contact with the frame, and this looks pretty bad, but this is kind of fine. I'm gonna show you why this gearbox. is actually kind of a flawed design. I'm gonna take this off like this. My hands are actually extremely oily right now. I cannot grab onto anything. Yes, this will be fine. So you can see how there's like a, oh no, just a second. I am going to have to use this for every single. Yes, I don't know if you can see this, but there's this black line, I mean black outline over here. It's supposed to look like the ones on the left and the right side because Lego is uniform, obviously. But yeah, can you see the black outline over here?
Yeah, yeah, we can see it.
That's because of the plastic of the spacer melting and friction welding with this one. This laid up right against here.
So was it literally stuck? You had to pull it off?
I mean, the one on the previous gearbox prototype did get stuck, and that caused quite a bit of more damage, as you can see. This is what happened to the previous one.
Right, right. This was the same one you had shared in the group earlier, right?
Yes, yes, yes. That was the first gearbox prototype. And this was like, this is fine. Like the motor could still move with this one, but since this got kind of a bit deeper, it say you can see that this is kind of set inside by a little portion more than the others. This combined with the shortened length of the spacer allowed this whole thing to go back like about a millimeter further than it would have, and making this gear completely disengaged from this one. So none of the motor's torque was being transferred over to the axles. So this is the main limitation of this gearbox. It actually came off like this,
Right,
and it
right.
no longer messed with the bevel gear.
So it causes a significant play, is it, in the gearbox?
Yes, I have to replace the gearbox after every single run, like the spacer, because the frame is fine, the axles are fine, the gears are fine too. These gears can actually handle extremely high speeds. I did not expect like this high of a performance from Lego gears. These are like extremely good. So if you don't need that high of tolerances, you can certainly go for Lego gears. Like since these are injection molded, they'll last longer than 3D printed ones too. So
Right. I think
that's
using 3D printed gears, since they are, FDM, they have those layers. I think the layers will start to get.
yes. I'm like pretty bad at 3D printing, so I'm still kind of a newbie at the layering and stuff. I'm sure you could like configure the printer to layer it in such a way that it's extremely strong, but you'll always have one direction in which it's weaker than the other. That's because of the printing lines. That's not present with injection molded ones. These are like pretty strong for their size and kind of cheap too. You can find this in bulk for like less. You can find like 50 of these for like. I mean, it's certainly a bit more expensive than 3D printing, but these work fine. The main problems are with the axles and the frames, which actually mesh with the static parts. Since these are there are no bearings over here, this like comes into contact with the walls. This actually causes significant wear and tear on the axle. And now, like,
I think this main problem is being caused because of plastic having its limits, right? Because
yes, yes, yes,
it doesn't take a lot of weight. At the same time, it can't handle heat. So I mean that is the reason why most of the cars, well, all the cars today have metal components. So
yeah, that's
somebody
true.
along the way, just like you, somebody had to learn it the hard way, and that is where we are today.
And now, I actually, I mean, lubricated the gearbox with an extremely unreasonable amount of Vaseline, but still it got fused. So lubrication cannot solve this problem. You have to switch to metal gears at one point. So
Exactly, exactly.
Lego does not exactly make for a high performance gearbox. I mean, it does, but just once. Like you can do it for a single run. You have to replace it after that. Axle wise, this is pretty fine. Like this still rotates freely. There's no friction welding over here. This is also like slower than the motor. This The wheel rotates at about 12,000 RPM. Actually, going by the gear ratio, you'll get around 15,000 RPM, but I accounted for friction too. So I knocked off a couple of thousands of RPMs. And so that's basically it for the gearbox. This is like a very simple project. So the gearbox was all that's new to this. Like I haven't seen quite a lot of people mess brushless motors with Legos this way. So I think that's a bit new.
Yeah, talking about your brushless motor, can you show us the one which you used? I think.
This is not the one which I use actually. Since this is not even the stator which I use. I'm gonna show you the exactly the one. This no, this is yes. This is a
What are the specifications on that
this is
one?
an A2212 like 2200 kilovolt brushless motor, which combined with the 3S LiPo which I have produces around 25,000 RPM. Like
What's the LiPo you used?
I use a 3S Bonta 35C high discharge rate LiPo. This one. This works
Okay,
pretty
okay,
fine actually.
amazing,
I
amazing,
brought this
amazing.
for my UAV which I was making. So
Mhm.
I just repurposed it for this one. Actually, the motor is from the UAV too. So that's I did not have to buy quite a lot of extra things for this project. I mean, just the NRF transmitters and receivers. This is the like the I mean stator of the motor, but this is the rotor. Since I glued on this, a second, where did it go? I placed it somewhere. Yep. So let's imagine that this is the motor which I used. So I glued on this Technic bit on here, so I could interface with the gearbox. Like this went inside here, and obviously, it's pretty easy to understand how this works. And since I put this on, it's super glued in there. I cannot take it off. I changed the stators, I guess. I mean, stators, by that I mean the spinny bits of the motor. I mean, the rotors. I changed the rotors of the motor with another one. So, yeah, this is the 2200 kilovolt brushless motor that I was using. And the ESC as well, which is wired kind of suddenly because my soldering skills are quite poor and I actually broke my soldering iron too. So, I have to solder this on using a candle flame, which is a pretty bad way of doing it. I would not recommend. I had to improvise a lot for this project basically.
I get that, man. I get where you're coming from. I've done the same things a lot of times.
Yeah, and for the speaking of the rest of the car, the rear axle is pretty simple. It has space for like it's not fitting in here. Let me move this a bit back. Pretty substantial suspension on here. Like this is like really so. This is independent. The suspension is pretty easy. I will not be able to break this if I tried. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Speaking of the wing, the wing is pretty strong too. The mounts aren't like these aren't glued together, so they come off quite often. I probably have to glue them again, but since I'm not working on this Lego frame again, so I'm just gonna leave them like this. The wing was great. It's pretty stable. Does not come off or something. I can pick it up by the wing actually, sideways. So the wing's pretty
That's
strong
really
too.
great, man. I mean, it will, I guess, for the speed it's built for, I guess it will withstand all the forces, right?
Yep, yep. This was actually supposed to be real carbon fiber, which I was planning to order, but since that could not happen, I just printed some on and stuck it on there because why not?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. And,
This
yeah,
servo is just
I
for
can
the
see that.
spoiler.
Yeah.
This servo is for the spoiler. It actuates that one right there.
Hmm.
I disconnected it because I disassembled all of that stuff in the evening. So yeah, that's it for the car. Transmitter and receiver wise, there's not much to talk about. This is an NRF 24L1, really simple stuff. This is what I use for transmitting and receiving commands to and fro the car. And that's basically it, speaking of the project.
Amazing, man. Amazing. This is really impressive for what you have done, and
Thank
in
you,
that
really. Thank
in
you.
the time
So,
frame especially. So we do have a few questions, two or three questions from the audience. and
Yes,
I'll
sir,
just
I'm ready.
read it out to you. Okay. So, my friend, he wants to know what is the top speed which you touched in this project.
See, I haven't calculated the top speed because I didn't do a full throttle run yet because of unfavorable weather conditions. I stated that in the video, but you can actually kind of guess the top speed based on the RPM and the wheel diameter. So this has a 56 millimeter diameter wheel, like the drive wheels are 56 millimeters in diameter. We know that the RPM is somewhere around 12,000. So plugging that in a really simple equation, you get around 120 kilometers per hour. But if the the RPM is more, because I actually knocked off around 3,000 RPM for friction and stuff. It isn't supposed to get. I mean, I don't think I'm losing like 3,000 RPM just due to friction. So I'm assuming it's actually a bit higher than 12,000. So this wheel is 56 millimeters in diameter. This is a standard Lego wheel, not suited for this project at all. And so this
Yeah, I don't
combined,
think you'll be able to withstand 120 kilometers per hour.
yes, and that's what was happening at full throttle. It came off the rims.
Hmm.
So technically, if we assume that it survives and use that as a placeholder to calculate, we come up to a range of around 120 to 140 kilometers per hour.
Truly impressive. That is
Yeah.
literally amazing. With that
Thank
kind
you.
of speed in such a small form factor, right? And okay, that brings me actually to another question. There is a person in the audience. He would like to know how you do the controlling. Is it through a remote or a mobile phone?
It's, I mean, I do have kind of a physical remote, but I don't have a power supply for it. So this is an NRF24L1 plus PA transceiver module. This gets a range of around 1 kilometer with the antenna attached. And as for the throttle control, I use this slide potentiometer. This is like a fun way to do this. It's
Mhm.
not necessary that you use this. This also gets really precise values, which I found out. So this is fun. I'm gonna keep using this for later projects. And yeah, that's fine. I just hooked it. I mean, I did not make a separate remote. I did not have the time actually. I hooked this up to my laptop and send the commands that way. And that works too. Like that's a quicker way to do this.
Amazing, amazing. That was a very nice presentation which you did. Actually, all of us are
Thank you, sir.
all of us were really interested to know how you did that. So thank you so much for taking the time out to come to this session. And
Really honored, sir.
yeah, the pleasure is all ours. And for the people in the audience, if you have any project, just like Soumendu here demonstrated, if you have something like that, then please let me and my team know via DM or via email. You have our contact details. So please let us know, and we'll definitely put you on in the next session immediately. Okay. After the main, the participants are done, we'll definitely have a session where you guys can get to showcase your things. Okay. I'll recommend you to participate, but in case in any circumstance don't want to, we can have something similar. Okay, because we need more people like you to have some things like this. So Somendu, thank you so much for coming out to the session, and
Yes,
thank you
sir.
so much for
Thank you, sir.
sharing your projects to us. And I hope everybody enjoyed this session a lot. Along with the introduction, we also had we technically you had you as the guest. And yeah, that is about it for today's session. Thank you so much once again.
Yeah,
And
thank you, sir.
good night, man. Good night. Uh,
Good
Thank you so
night.
much guys for attending. We can wrap up this session and we'll meet in tomorrow's session. Everybody has the schedule. We'll meet in the respective sessions. Thank you so much. Have a good night.